Hello, everyone, and welcome in once again to the Behind the Bench Coaches Show, presented by Mike Hostelow Law, broadcasting live here from PMB Radio, and want to welcome all our radio affiliates listening in as well as we get things underway here, joined as always by River Dragons head coach Jerome Bechard, and this week's player guest is number 5, Cody Rodgers. And Boomer, we'll start. Welcome. Always good to have you here. I didn't know if we'd make it back in time for this show.
Heck. You know what? I don't even know if we named the old team bus. You got a name for it, Raj?
Old Reliable?
Yeah.
We go with that.
Yeah.
Nice.
She gets us home. Us home. Don't know when, but she gets us home, so it's all good. Little extra travel day, but that's all right. Got home safe. Bad weather. I thought we were getting weather on the way up there, not on the way back. Anyways, we're home. Beautiful,
We're here.
Beautiful day out. I think I got to go cover my plants after the radio show so my flowers don't freeze.
Yeah, it's colder than I thought it would be. I thought I'd get off the bus and be in my shorts and flip-flops again.
Well, it's nice out. The sun's out, but it's going to be chilly tonight. It's supposed to freeze, so.
This forecast brought to you by Boom Boom.
Everything's really nice out. Everything's flowering, and now you hit a little bit of a freeze, and then they're going to die.
Yeah, I think it's like 28 tonight. So, yes, if you do have to cover your plants, if that is the thing, you don't want your azaleas to die. So it's that time of year. Believe me, my allergies are telling me it's that time of year. So,
yeah.
But, so we come back with a little bit of extra adventure. For those who don't know, the very brief nutshell version is it just took an extra day to come back with the bus and everything that we ran into. Nice long trip to Detroit.
Hydraulic hose. What can you do? You
yeah.
can't. You can't. It's tough to maintain a hose. It's there, and you don't.
It's there till it isn't.
Yeah, it's there till it isn't. So it is what it is. And then when you're on the road, tough to find somebody that actually works on them and this and that. So yeah, it's all good. It kind of sums up the whole weekend when it comes down to it. 1 out of 2 wasn't the game plan, but again, get into it, Tom, I guess.
Sure, let's jump right in.
Friday, travel 10, 12 hours overnight to get there, and, be honest with you, I thought the energy level was there. Couldn't put the puck in the net, 5-0. To me, it wasn't a 5-0 game. Trevor Babin, their goalie, I think made 2 or 3 key saves at the right time that kind of stonewalled us and kind of got us down or whatever. But it kind of happens that way. And then you throw a Saturday. I thought we came out and played our game Saturday, and then played well. Everybody from forward, from goal D to forwards, I thought we executed for the most part. We weren't perfect, but executed really well. And then you throw in Sunday, 3 games in 3 nights. I don't know. I thought we played almost better Sunday than we did Saturday, and we come away with nothing.
I felt like Sunday's game was, the first part of it was definitely a slog. Like the first period I thought was a slog, but once you get past that and everybody kind of got the legs going again and everything, it really seemed like it was just, that was the road game. We always talk about playing that road game. That felt the most like, hey, this is the boring road game we want to play.
Yeah, and then, unfortunately, Kirk Underwood, we win the draw, it takes a slap shot or whatever at their blue line, breaks a stick, and they come down 3-on-2, defended well, kind of a broken play, and just the guy turns and spins and shoots from an area that most people don't shoot from, which good on him. And you got Woody out there with no stick, which in my mind, and I don't know if our players know this, a D-man breaks a stick, loses a stick, a forward gives him your stick, whether it's left, right, or whatever. I mean, it's kind of common knowledge. Right?
I have a question about that, because he was skating backwards after he broke it.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if I can, because I couldn't reach him with my stick. I was wondering if I can javelin.
Well,
you
cannot.
You cannot. No,
I can't throw it.
You cannot. You must hand it.
Yeah, and it's
otherwise it's
no good for you to do it. It's got to be a forward, type thing. So, anyways, well, it is what it is. And then, you know what? We had 13 minutes left in the game, and, they locked it down, and we couldn't get anything going.
Yeah, and not only that, so he breaks a stick at the line, allows the play to come out, but then he happens to be the guy who breaks loose from the pile to come out to try to defend that shot. And if he has a stick, puck's gone. It was one of those moments where I could see it happening.
I don't know. I guess the game has changed quite a bit. I mean, that's me without a stick. I'm diving on it.
Throw it.
I'm diving on it and moving it into the corner or doing something on it or whatever. I don't know.
That was my first thought. I would have just dove on it. You don't want to get called hand over the puck or anything, but you just skip it out of the zone or something with your hand.
Yeah. No, I mean, you live and learn. It's, again, not the best weekend, but, got to play them. That first game up there is always important with 3-3 and first on the road. And you know what happens.
Yeah. Raj, what was your take on the weekend?
Well, you say the first game, and I think they came out with a different look than we've really seen all year. That tight little rink, the way they were like swimming around the neutral zone.
Well, they have the last time we saw them, they were short-staffed and they didn't have probably at least 5 guys out there. So different staff, starting with their D. I mean, I thought their D were fairly strong, fairly composed. And then really just on my way over to the radio show, I'm thinking, you know what? What's different than what we were at the beginning of the year to now? I'm trying to put a finger on it, and you know what? I'm asking us to play a tighter kind of defensive game than what we did at the beginning of the year, which, I mean, I was asking them all the time, but I mean, we weren't accomplishing it. And especially Saturday, I thought we played really well defensively, D-zone coverage and this and that. And we've had that. But you look back at our goals that we scored early on in the season, a lot of them were off rushes and a lot of them were off clean breakouts and this and that. And you know what? I mean, I don't think we're breaking out cleanly, and I don't think we're transitioning cleanly in the neutral zone as we were at the beginning of the year, which in my mind, maybe I'm asking my guys to play a totally different game than what we were at the beginning of the year, which I don't think so. But I mean, at the end of the day, you know what? We are a puck possession team, and when you don't have the puck, that's when we're not good. So we need to keep it. And when I say that, transitioning, regrouping, whatever, D to D skate. Oh, it's not there. Bring it back. Let's do it again or whatever. And we're D to D and we're forcing everything, or we're stretching into areas that get us into trouble. I'm like, that stretch isn't our game. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. And then then it becomes a ping pong match in the neutral zone, and pucks bouncing. Ice is bad, the boards are bad, and this and that, and there is no puck possession. I'm like, guys, we're good when we have it, and when we actually set up the plays to break out and to transition in the neutral zone, we're sharp.
To put an NHL example on it for NHL fans, that is exactly the Colorado Avalanche. They are dominant when they have the puck. If they hold on to the puck, they make their goaltenders look great. Look at Philip Grubauer, got rich off of puck possession, offense, lack of shots, but then when they don't have it, and they're scrambling or just struggling to maintain that possession, I mean, that's exactly who that reminds me of, is the Avs.
Yeah, and then, again, I'm asking guys, players that maybe aren't the most physical guys normally, I'm asking them to be physical, and that's not their style. But at the same time, again, I'm not asking you to run anybody over and go headhunting or this and that. I'm just, hey, you just need to take the body, separate the man from the puck. That's the name of the game.
Right.
How do you do it? If you're good with your stick, okay. But if you're not, then you got to bump into him.
You just lean on him, get under there a little bit.
Yeah.
I
could probably be more physical when you say that. It's the D zone, the way they were doing it, kind of. I felt like the main thing was that neutral zone. The way they would attack us, they were so stretched out, or they would have someone basically at the goal line, but I, as a defenseman, would have to worry about someone at the blue line. So now my gap is weird, and he's swimming from each side. So I don't know if I should be trading it with my defensive partner, and just trying to find how to defend that.
Well,
was
they
had a good strategy
again.
honestly.
Well, again, that starts with containment. Cody Rodgers contains his guy in the corner to an area where you can control him and hit and pin. If you can't, we're not playing man on man. So yes, you have to transition. Hey, pass it off. He's no longer in your zone. Kind of now somebody else has to pick him up. And if you're chasing a guy and he's got a half a step on you, and I'm the high forward and my man is the defenseman. I mean, how do I help you? I step into his lane, and now the least dangerous guy is the defenseman that's at the blue line, and I step in. Now you have to be smart enough to, okay, well, he just took my guy and he hit him. Where's the puck? One, if it goes out, you may have to go out there, but it's just all that transition stuff, and they were good at setting picks and just kind of rolling into people and getting us to think exactly what you're just saying. They're making you think, and when you think, you're in trouble. You can't think, you got to react. So anyways, but yeah.
And even within the game within the game, I mean, Saturday night, it opened up a bit, and all of a sudden, stretch passes were available for the River Dragons. I mean, look at Petro's goal.
Yeah, no, and again, it's going to happen. Like, I mean, that's not our game,
right?
But you know what? Every now and then it is. Like, I mean, it's just at the right time, and this and that. I mean, I think if you do it constantly, then it becomes easier to defend. If it just happens organically,
yeah,
then it's dangerous.
Yeah, and Storage right after that had a chance, and
you know what, and that's where we had our chances, and then you look at the Sunday game. Is that LaBelle? Is that the LaBelle one-on-one that he got beat at the blue line and the guy went in? I think it was. I mean, you know what? I mean, that doesn't happen. It shouldn't happen, and guys make mistakes, and that's why we're here. And we had plenty of chances to take the game and score and win it. And it was a good hockey game. Again, coaching-wise, frustrating league to coach. Hockey fan-wise, entertaining as heck.
Yep.
Like, it was,
you never know what's coming next.
It was good hockey to watch. Like, I mean, entertaining. You don't know what's happening. You're up by 2 and down by 1, and then you win by 2, type thing. So, yeah.
Well, that's a good spot for us to take a break, so we'll do just that, and we will come back with more here in just a moment. This is the Behind the Bench Coaches Show, presented by Mike Costello Law. All right, welcome back on the Behind the Bench Coaches Show, presented by Mike Costello Law. Tom Callahan here, joined by head coach Jerome Bechard, and this week's player guest is Cody Rodgers, and we're talking a little bit about Motor City and the weekend set there, but I do want to spend more time talking about what's coming up, because we have a 3-game set with Mississippi. Important, don't get me wrong, but also a couple of big nights. St. Patrick's Day on Friday night. There's going to be a party out in the courtyard, a pregame party, and we want people to come down to be there for that. There's specialty jerseys. There's green merchandise. Saturday Boomer is Legends, and I want to sell that as much as possible, because people love it, right? They love coming to see the Legends. They love seeing you guys out there. So we need to talk about it.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, I love when all the guys are back in. I mean, as a player, what do you miss? I don't miss being on the ice and entertaining and hitting and all that stuff. What I miss is that locker room and guys that you won and lost with, and blood, sweat, and tears. I mean, they're brothers for life, and you guys that you don't see for 10, 15 years or whatever. It's just, you fall right back in like it was yesterday. The same stupid old jokes, the same, Dougie man, you say one word to him, and he's he's going to fight you and beat you up and all that stuff, and knowing that he won't. But it's just comical, and anyways, that's what you miss. So all these guys that come in, and it just goes to show what special place this place is. Columbus, Cottonmouths, River Dragons. Now, you know what? We were the people to start this kind of tradition and what it is, and now Raji and the guys in the locker room now are the ones that are we pass the torch to, and now they're doing the same things. And again, it's just special. Now it's a lot of work, and I look forward to it, but I'm not really looking forward to it because
Right.
it's a long way. It's a long weekend, and every time we do this, it ends up being 3 games in 3 nights. And some of these guys are traveling, a while or a long way to get here, and you know what? I'm going to have 5-10 minutes with them. That's about it.
Yeah.
Depending if I grab them and try to fight him on the ice or not. Maybe an extra 30 seconds.
Right. You talk while you're popping a couple in there.
But it is nice, and for the fans that back in 96, 97 when we got here, the glory days or whatever, you get to relive those, and then the 3 championships that we've won here over the years, 4 with the River Dragons, but it's all special. And when it comes down to it, hockey, you come to the Civic Center. What are you coming for? You're coming for that experience. You're coming for a memory. Like, I haven't said this in a long time, guys. We're just making memories. Like, you know what? I mean, I've had enough of the road trips, and I've had enough bus issues and this and that. I don't need any more of those. But at the same time, 20 years from now, Raji, you're going to remember me giving you hell about not shutting the fuel tank off or whatever, because I was grumpy and, I was up since 5 trying to get that done. But anyways, we're just making memories, Tom.
Yeah.
And you know what? So as players, we're doing that, but we're the lucky ones because we're doing the same thing for the people that come and watch us. They're making memories. That might be the first time they met their spouse, or first time they brought their little boy or girl down to the hockey game and fell in love with Cody Rodgers. We're making memories, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and the kids who were playing youth hockey when the Cottonmouths were first starting out are now the ones bringing their kids.
Yeah.
Who are now playing youth hockey.
Yeah.
Who are now buying tickets and coming to see the players that they remember, one of the guys coaching, but by the same token, the new heroes, again, the Petros, the Krupis, the Rajis, these guys are, do you ever feel that at all? You ever think about that? Because you're a young man, and it's very, very common to not at all spare a moment thinking about what this could mean someday.
No, yeah, the memories are already there, and part of what when I started and came back into pro hockey, so that was basically last year. It's my second year. My dad was like, "Look, the one thing is, if you're ever playing pro sports, whatever you're doing, and you see a kid, like don't ignore them. That's really what you're doing it for. Is those memories, the people that look up to you in that way, like." Because there was times when I was a little kid, and some guys would come up and say hi, and some would just walk by and act like they were too good for it. And I just know I know what it means in that way, and I try to, especially like when the kids come down, I try to fist bump them every time. And yeah, it's like I don't necessarily do much work to like how do you say develop the community around the Cottonmouths, around the River Dragons, this Columbus hockey town thing. And there's so many fans at every game, like, and that means so much. It really does. It means more than it really means everything. It makes
you know what you said something. It's not work. Like, it doesn't take anything to give a 5-year-old a fist pump or rub his hair or whatever. Just something to make him feel that he's part of it.
Right.
That's not work. That's easy. Right. I mean, we might have just lost the game, or we might have just whatever, but in the grand scheme of things, it's a game. And you know what? We're going to play another one tomorrow. And am I upset? Am I that upset that I can't do that? Meh. I can be upset later.
Yeah. I mean, just like one of the things that our guys do, like the fans kind of go, and it's really high next to where we come on the ice, but guys will reach up with their sticks. And it's the same thing as a high five to that kid that's leaning over. And he's just like, oh my God, I just 10 guys just, got to tap their stick. Like, that's incredible to them. I'm going to tell a quick story. I remember as a kid going to a baseball old-timers game in Buffalo with my dad. Now, first of all, I remember the experience of going. But I remember two things. Number one, Hank Aaron wouldn't sign autographs. And I found out why later, because he only signed for his foundation and all that. But I got a picture with Hank Aaron, and I remember that. And he was very polite about saying, I won't sign. But the other guy I remember, clear as a bell, is Tug McGraw. Because Tug McGraw took time to joke around with me, 7 or 8 years old. He signed his autograph with a smiley face on it. For a little kid, I still have that Tug McGraw autograph. You could not pry it out of my cold, dead fingers. But I remember that, and I remember meeting him and just his personality. He made an impact on me. Yeah. I remember that 40 years later.
Well, first of all, I mean, Tug, that's a great name.
Right.
I mean, I'm going to be drawn to him no matter what. I need Tug McGraw.
But he was exactly what you would think a guy named Tug would be like. He was just kind of, he was there to have a good time, and he enjoyed it, and he loved what he was doing. He wanted to be there, and it made a difference.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what we're talking about. So that's why when we get a chance to do the Legends game.
Yeah. So with Legends, just a little bit of timeline for everybody. I mean, one, I got 3 text message links going, this and that, and it's tough. I got Sam Bowles and Oren her got handling one group, me handling the other 2, my group, my old guys, and then some of the older. Earlier Cottonmouth or whatever, so kind of tough. I got communication. We were talking about communication. Not great, but everyone's good. Basically, 5:15 will probably 5:15, 5:20 we'll go out for warm up. The game will actually start at 5:30. Probably play 3 15-minute. We'll see how much time we're going. See how the auction and the legs are feeling. It may be straight time, it may be stop time. We'll see where it goes, and then that'll be it. Our game will start at normal time, and then I think in between the first and second period, I think the Legends, the boys, will be upstairs to sign autographs and say hello to people that haven't done it. And I don't know if we're planning on it. I mean, we usually have a little bit of a segue in between period 1 and 2. A couple minutes. I might have the mic out there and catch up with some guys, but
and that's great too, because I just pulled up the roster here for the Legends game. I mean, the names on this. I mean, I remember some of these guys from when I was just starting out myself, and it's cool to see a bunch of the names.
I got a couple of Cottonmouths that Marcel Richard and Mick Kempfer. Apparently they're a little too old, and they don't want to be remembered as not being able to move on the ice, so they refuse to come and play.
They could coach.
I that's what I said. But anyways, we do have quite a few local guys that are here, and a group in Charlotte, and a couple guys in Nashville, and over in Tuscaloosa. So there are some local guys around that aren't too far away.
Well, that's good. That's good. So do you want to? I mean, we kind of hit the highlights here of how things are going to go, but some of the bigger names that folks might know.
Well, I think we broke the teams up: Team Vijay and Team Lowen, goalies. Goalies are the captains, and I can't really read that, but
let's see if I can try to. We got Team Dark and Team Light here. So
yeah, Doug Mann, Ryan Haggerty, Tommy McMonagle, Doug Mann, Tom Wilson are 90 eras. Haggerty, McMonagle, 04-05 championship team. Levi Lind, 11-12 championship team. Jimmy Carestes, Tommy Maldonado. Maldi was on the 11-12. He's been here for 4 years. Andrew Lowen, Alex Tolene, Andy Bathgate, and Andy just opted out. I think his team that he's coaching made a playoff, and he couldn't come now. Lennartson, Zamlika, Armstrong, and Farmer are all River Dragons. So that's team Vijay, I believe. And then Team Lowen is, or actually that's flip-flop. Team Lowen is what I just said. Boom Boom. We have myself, Carlisle Lewis, East Coast League era, big New Jersey draft pick, kind of a tough guy that can play. Obviously, scoring Oren Hergot. Sammy Bowles was our captain in 11-12, played here for 4 or 5 years. Brett Hammond for a couple of years. Derek Crimmin back in the 2000s. Kevin Kessler, 04-05, 11-12 championship team. Derek Marchand, one of my era type guys. He's about my age, so won a championship in 97, 98. Darren McCausland, East Coast League. Ian Vijay, MJ Graham, obviously River Dragon legend. Andrew Krylov, Jordan Braid are both 11-12 championship team guys. And then what do we got? Brent Taves, tough guy from Manitoba, good farm boy from Manitoba. Him and bringing his wife down south there to show everybody, or to show her what it was all about.
They're never going to leave if they get a load of the nice weather.
Yeah,
they'll end up sticking around. Hey, there are worse places you could play, that's for sure.
Well, like I said, if I had to play in the minors, my mantra was, you know what, I'm not playing in Toledo, Ohio, in the East Coast League. If I'm getting punished to play in the minors, and it wasn't punishment, it was great. I'm going down south, and I don't want to play up north where it's cold. That's where I came from.
And you never left.
Never left.
There you go. So, all right, let's take a quick break. On that note, we'll come back and talk a little bit more here with head coach Jerome Bechard. And this week's player guest is Cody Rodgers. We're back with more of the Behind the Bench Coaches Show in just a moment. Welcome back on the Behind the Bench Coaches Show, presented by Mike Costello Law, Tom Callahan, head coach Jerome Bechard, and this week's player guest is Cody Rodgers. And Rod, you were telling us before we hopped on here, you were a college radio star. I didn't realize that I was in the presence of greatness.
Yeah. I should have let you know. But no, it was just a little fun thing I did at Nicholas College. We had a radio station that was broadcast right out of the campus. So you just kind of signed up, and if you wanted a slot, you just asked for it. We actually had a weekly thing going on for a while, and I was into, trying to propagate my music taste around the campus and see what caught. And it was a fun time. I had basically I was the class president, and we had the vice president. We were kind of good buddies, and both on the hockey team, and wanted to have fun with it. And he didn't really care about the music part. He just wanted to have fun and chat, and it was a great time. I really enjoyed it. I don't know if we had too many viewers other than my mom from back in Texas, and the odd person turning the radio on the car, like, what's going on here?
Sure.
But yeah, it was a fun time. We had a couple times where we kind of got the school involved. We had people calling in and all sorts of weird situations and occurrences, but yeah, it was a lot of fun, and the music part is really what drove it for me. I wanted to try to get my playlist out there. So it was
like nice. hard rock, I imagine.
No, certainly not. Certainly not. Actually,
country, jazz. What?
No. No, it's, to be honest, mostly rap. I like rap. Just for the. No, I don't
see that out of you. I don't see that out of you, Raj.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I like everything. Rap, EDM, and then I like hard rock, but not your hard rock. More like alternative is really what I would say. Linkin Park, that kind of.
So you're a 106.9 Really Rocks guy.
Probably, yeah.
there you go.
That would be the
All
that
right,
would be
so
the one.
so let's set up your playlist here. All right, I give you a show and
Oh,
I tell
wow.
you you got 10 songs, or even 10 artists.
Well, I've been kind of, as they say, in my feels today. So lots of John Mayer today.
Oh, okay.
But that's just, we don't need to talk about that. But yeah, I like let's see. I don't know. I like Wiz Khalifa. Like I said, Linkin Park is good for rock.
Never heard of it, but that's fine. Linkin Park, yes.
Yep. Like John Mayer. The EDM is just, I like house, deep house music.
Okay.
I don't know. That's
Is that no lyrics? It's just
kind of
pounding,
couple
music.
like
Yeah.
you kind of hints at what you should be thinking, and then you just get into dancing basically.
Oh boy. That's when you bring your rave sticks out and start waving them
It's
around.
all about the glow sticks.
Yeah.
But as far as older music, I've definitely opened my mind. I used to be anything before when I became conscious. Let's say, what's the Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous? Who was that? It was like the kind of like a grungy rock.
Yeah, no, I know who you're gonna have to give me a second on the artist for that one. Yeah.
Don't start.
I'm gonna have to
I
look it
know,
up.
but it's not Green Day, but it was something
It's
like
definitely
that.
not Green Day.
And
I wanna say
before
it's
that,
like All American Rejects, but let me look it up.
yeah. So before that, I didn't really explore music. I think the quality was messing with me. Just I don't know. It's like watching an old video and it's 480 or something. Good Charlotte. Yeah. So before Good Charlotte, I didn't really explore. Recently, I've explored a lot of older stuff, and I'm open now. My brother got me into Frank Sinatra, so I could try to start
There's
singing.
nothing wrong with Frank Sinatra.
And since then, I've kind of opened my mind up a little bit. So if you guys got any
You
suggestions,
can actually understand the lyrics when Frank sings, and or Elvis for the most part. I mean,
you're an Elvis guy.
I love it. Who wouldn't love Elvis? Come on.
My mom is a huge Elvis person, so I am a huge Elvis person. So I mean, I love almost everything. Like if you want some really obscure stuff, I'm the guy. Like I have an entire station on Pandora just devoted to stride piano, which was a piano style that bridged the gap between ragtime and jazz in the late teens, early 20s.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
I have a whole station.
You and my
just
brother.
devoted
You and my
to
brother
stride.
would be. He loves classical, so I think you'd probably have a good conversation about
Yeah,
that.
like I'm all over the map. Like I can listen to almost anything. For me, music is moods, right? It depends on mood I'm in. If I want to get fired up, I'm going to put on something a little harder. If I want to just be in my feels
What are you getting
today,
fired up with?
If I want to get in my field.
Kickstart My Heart. The classic.
Okay, so here's the thing, because I grew up in that era, so a lot of the hits are overplayed for me from that era. So I like a lot of the deeper tracks. But yeah, anything, like I'm a hard rock guy. I picked up a guitar when I was like 12 years old, so I went from rock to metal to blues was my kind of evolution.
To play hockey, you have to play with emotion, right?
Yes, you do.
So
You do.
what's your emotion? I mean, hey, what emotion gets you amped up and going? A good love song gets you going, man.
Yeah.
Good love song, huh?
Hey,
Yeah.
The old John Mayer. You a John Mayer guy too? or
I
what?
like John Mayer, yeah.
He is
yeah,
good.
no, I mean, sometimes the slower the better. Like, I mean, there's feelings in it. There's this and that. I mean, heck, come in and listen to some.
I don't know if you've heard Petro before the games.
He's a terrible singer, but I mean, yeah, no. This game is emotion. It's all about emotion, and what brings that out. Like, obviously, hate brings out probably uncontrolled emotion and makes you probably be undisciplined. But just emotion in general, like whatever it is that gets you amped up or whatever, slow. To me, the slower the better, because you can actually hear the words and feel what they're singing about. I'll go rip somebody's head off after that. Yeah.
There you go. All right. Fair enough.
Little grease lightning. Oh yeah. Come on.
So boom, what's on the playlist then? What's on your playlist?
Oh geez, it goes from all over the place. Like I said, a good soundtrack, Grease, best soundtrack ever.
Okay.
George Strait, some Garth Brooks, some Frank in there, Johnny Cash, Conway Twitty.
Johnny can definitely get people fired up.
Conway Twitty, some older, oh dude.
Some good stuff.
Oh yeah.
Conway Twitty was actually a rock singer before he was a country guy. So
See, I can't think of a
Then
Conway
you go
Twitty
back.
song.
Then you go back into more rockish or whatever, or pop or whatever. REO Speedwagon, Cheap Trick. Come
Okay.
on. Oh yeah, good stuff.
okay, there you go.
I'm gonna
Raj,
have to, yeah, I'm gonna have to look up Conway Twitty now. You guys,
see, let's.
I'm sure like a lot of older songs, I'll know the song when I hear it,
I know,
but
yeah.
I just can't
Yeah.
put together the artist or
yeah,
piece
that's
them together. So I'm trying to learn.
His kind of rock hit was It's Only Make Believe, and then he kind of stemmed over into the country stuff. And he's one of the guys that kind of made the crossover. I mean, heck, even Elvis kind of turned over into gospel and was going that direction.
gospel.
Had he lived, probably would have been a country artist.
Gospel's great too. Anyways, I actually been listening to the Gaithers.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. I love them.
Yeah.
It's great. I want to go see them in concert. Actually, that's my on my bucket list, I guess.
So there you go. You could take the iPod from Boomer and hit shuffle.
The iPod.
The
this
iPod.
This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. you got to plug headphones into
So,
it.
Raj, you're back to your show. So you didn't talk hockey. You didn't talk anything.
No, man, I'm trying to think what we would have little, kind of like almost like a game show or contest thing, and that's where I think we were having people call in, but I can't remember exactly what it was. We certainly weren't talking hockey. I wasn't playing that year, and it was more about the class presidency and the class of 2018. That's really what we were going for.
Campaigning.
So class presidency. What were you trying to? What was your?
What was your platform?
Yeah. What was?
Well, so my platform was I had what I ran on.
This ought to be good,
I know,
Tom.
I can't wait. This is exciting.
Well, no, I didn't necessarily have too much of a platform, but what I did run on was I went into so there was like a freshman dorm, so I went on like Saturday, and the vote was on a Sunday. So I went and I specifically went into every room and was like, hey, I'm going to be your president. I'm on the hockey team, used everything to my advantage to try to get it. And just because, I kind of wanted to major in political science when I got there. So I had a retired Army billet dad when I was in Florida. And we always talked politics. He loved Reagan. He was all about his Republican stance, and he wasn't necessarily unwavering in any way. He was reasonable, and we always had good discussions. So by the time I got to college, I was like, oh, I'm going to do politics. I'm going to do the class presidency. So I went in there and thought I was going to change everything and rewrite the system, and all the people in the front office at the college were, they saw that I had some potential, but I'd certainly lacked the following the rules in certain ways, and was really just trying to make a statement somehow. And
so you're basically Trump. You're Trump at college.
I was basically doing it to do it. So I got the presidency. I was out by sophomore year.
We're just gonna do it. We're just gonna do it. I don't care how we do it. We're gonna do it.
We're gonna do it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I got it now. I caught this thing. What do I do with it?
Yeah. Well, I had one good event.
Okay.
The family fun fair.
Okay.
We scrambled that together last minute, and some families had fun in the courtyard, and so it was a good time.
Maybe we should have a family fun fair here. Why don't you put that together for us, Raj?
Yeah.
You got Fan Appreciation Night coming up, April 15th.
There you go.
Is that enough time to put a family fun fair together?
Oh, I need like 10 hours. 10 hours. I can put that together, no problem.
Nice.
Yeah. Maybe
right.
20 for a bigger crowd.
Yeah, slightly bigger crowd.
Because we had a small school, so.
Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe we'll have a family fun fair. We'll see what we can do with that
All right.
one. So, all right, let's grab a quick break here before we dig Raj in any more holes. We'll come right back. We'll wrap things up here in just a moment. This is the Behind the Bench Coaches Show presented by Mike Costello Law. Welcome back on the Behind the Bench Coaches Show presented by Mike Costello Law. Tom Callahan, River Dragons head coach Jerome Bechard, and this week's player guest, Cody Rodgers. We're still talking about music in the break here and all that fun stuff, but we do have hockey coming up this weekend. By the way, guys, which I think is great. Like, I think it's great radio that we get to kind of break down and get inside all this different stuff. We don't have to sit here and do X's and O's every week. So But I do want to talk about Mississippi coming in because they definitely improved from the last time we saw them. And, I mean, Boom, what were your thoughts? They've gone through a lot. Coaching change, most of the roster turned over.
Yep.
So they're a different hockey club now. What do you see when you look at them?
Oh, they play hard. They play hard. Joe Pace, they like to run and gun still. They like to stretch out. They like to try to stretch our D out a little bit. They got some guys put the puck in the net. I mean, they work their butts off a lot. Sometimes they don't get a lot accomplished, but, I think we do have to key in on Yedemkov or whatever the guy's name is. What is it?
Yevdokimov.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That guy.
Sorry about that, sir. They got the one line that really put the puck in the net, and that's kind of, I think, who is pushing the cart down the road for him. So we got to be cognizant of that. I think their goaltending has gotten better. Their D has gotten better. They've got some young guys in there that skate and move it pretty well. So, you know what? I mean, again, everyone at the beginning of the year, we were already playing at a high level. Everyone's gotten better, and now it's every game is important, and every game's a game. It's not going to be a blowout, so we got to be prepared. We got a short week this week with obviously yesterday coming in on the muss. Today would have been a skate day usually, and tomorrow. Anyways, we got to put the time in for a couple days here and put our work in and kind of fine tune some stuff, and again just send that message, guys. Hey, let's get back on track, and let's start playing with confidence. I really think that's probably half of our issue is I don't think guys are playing confident. I think they're playing, holding their sticks tight and not letting things happen, and again forcing a lot of stuff. I mean, puck possession is the key. So if I have the puck, instead of going north all the time and driving into trouble all by myself, let's, skate a little bit. That guy's chasing me, but he's not coming hard. I need to delay and wait for my guys and, get some open ice and wait for my guys to come in. And, then if I do bring one or two guys to me, now I got to disperse it and put it in the right area to let the other guys go get it. So, anyways, it's kind of funny when I look back on it. It's like my guys are trying to do everything I asked them to a T, and I think we talked about it over the weekend before the games and stuff like that. Is guys, every time you touch the puck, Raji, there's probably 5 things you can do with it, right? 3 of them aren't so good, and 2 of them are probably the right play. You just got to pick one out of the 5, then make the right one to have everything flow the way it's supposed to flow, kind of thing. And it's when you miss that first one, okay, one's all right, then you miss the second one, and now nobody on the ice knows what you're going to do with it, and now everybody's waiting to see. And when you wait and don't let that flow happen organically, then you're kind of in trouble. You're kind of out of sync. So just get everyone on sync.
And as of tomorrow, there's exactly 1 month left in the regular season, 1 calendar month. So, I mean, we're down the stretch now.
There's a lot of hockey to be played. I
Sure.
mean, we got 3-3 here, and then do we have another 3-3, or the rest of them 2-2?
We might be done with 3-3s now.
After this weekend.
Pretty sure.
After this weekend.
After this weekend,
yeah.
Correct.
When it comes down to it, I mean, yes, we need like to win all 3 this weekend, and kind of take back what we lost a little bit. We're kind of, I think Winston-Salem's kind of caught us, Danbury's kind of caught us, so everybody's right there. So the Winston-Salem series, I think we play in 5 games. That's our 5-game playoff. That's how we got to look at it. And if we win that 5-game series, it'll put us in a pretty good position to get us where we need to be.
And a decent amount of travel coming up. I mean, we got a trip to Delaware, then Watertown, Binghamton in the weekend. Fortunately, 3 out of 4 to end the season at home, but that's another factor too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure. So, anyways, it is what it is. That's why we play it. And you know what? We got how many games left? 14, 13.
not even. Yeah.
13.
Yeah.
I think 13 left. Got 13 games to, hone where we want to be, and
we have 11.
11. When we get into the playoffs, it doesn't really matter. There's a whole new season, and it doesn't really matter. You'd like to think that get into first place and stay there, and at least have a home ice advantage for yourselves, and go from there.
Yep. Raj, what do you think this time of year? I mean, what does it mean to you when you're into March and April hockey? What goes through your mind?
Oh, well, I think part of it is just, obviously that's the fun time, and I'm super excited. So that's really all I have to say about it as far as looking forward to that time. I think, like, as a unit, we've kind of, like you were saying, we started pretty hot. So we kind of were playing at a high level and had a certain way we were playing. And then our mistakes were showing up in ways where we weren't necessarily
getting hurt.
Exactly.
We were winning. We were still making mistakes. I think we've negated some of those mistakes. And I think with some of those mistakes are negated, we've kind of taken back that offensive side a little bit and concentrate on D, because at the end of the day, that's playoff hockey, which is a good thing. And now we just got to find that confidence, that happy medium, and that confidence, and get the guys who were putting the puck in the net before to start bearing our opportunities. When we have our opportunities, we got to put them in the net.
Yep. There were games you won 10-5. Well, you don't want to give up 5.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think we're evolving, and that's what's cool about it.
I really think that over the last couple of weeks, I think we've taken a huge step in within the locker room as far as the culture in there. I mean, come down to, we got a lot of guys in there. Not everyone's happy about sitting or this and that, but I mean, before guys would be coming in and flying off the handle. Now I think everybody's kind of bought in, and okay, it's one game, it's not a big deal.
Yep.
And I'd like to think, I don't know, I'm fairly confident in my decisions. They're not right all the time, but I mean, that at some point it's your gut instinct, and it's your just intuition, whatever you want to call it. I think I'm going to go with this. Like, same thing with the 2 overtime, the shootouts. I mean, Paulie Frigio, I just had a feeling. Vanelli just had a feeling. I don't know. Anyway, so I don't know. We'll be where we need to be when the time comes.
Ready or not.
Here
it comes.
Just tying it in as we come down. I think the timing is good, and I think it'll be good. It's just been tidying up some things, and learning. For me, it was a lot of learning. I couldn't see first passes. I couldn't see much of anything, to be honest, at the start of the year. And there's been a lot of slight adjustments that I think have tinkered a little bit with how the mentality of how to create offense. And I think once we tie that in and figure that part out, I think we're just gonna be taken off. So.
All right. Well, guys, we come to the end of the road once again here for another Behind the Bench Coaches show. So, Cody, thanks for coming.
Yeah, of course.
Appreciate you being here.
Yeah, it was fun.
And boom.
Back to the radio.
Always good. That's right. Hey, man, anytime you want to come back, you can come back on. We'll talk about any kind of weird stuff you want.
Radio stations are always looking for good computer guys, engineers. Come on.
There you go. There you go. That's
Who knows? Who knows what's next?
Somebody needs to know how to run this stuff. All right, guys, thanks for stopping by, and we appreciate you being here. We'll see you out on the ice here Friday night.
Yeah, we'll talk to you later, Tom.
All right, so right back to wrap things up with the Behind the Bench Coaches show in just a moment, presented by Mike Costello Law. All right, let's put a bow on this one. Look forward to seeing you all down there when we get to it on Friday night against the Mississippi Seawolves. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 4 o'clock, the party on the patio of the Civic Center courtyard will have a green bead giveaway, St. Patrick merchandise pop-up, drinks, activities for the whole family, special River Dragons appearance, and more coming up. Specialty jerseys that night as well. Legends Night. The puck drops on the Legends game at 5:30. Your ticket will get you in to the game that night as well. Thanks for joining us, everybody. This has been the Behind the Bench Coaches Show presented by Mike Costello Law.